right, Meow. Lord willing, you all are doing well on the day after Christmas. We beat Erica. We are going to clear out Game Corner. We're going to pull a Die Hard and save Silphco from Big Bad Team Rocket. We need to exercise a spooky ghost at the top of Pokemon Tower. That will then all afford us the opportunity to fight Sabrina. Depending on how the fights go, Geo 1 was harder than I thought it would be last time. Geo 1 I know is going to be hard this time because fire, fighting, steel, fire, fighting, ground. These are all things that dunk on steel. And then Geo 2 is predominantly ground Pokemon. Ground also dunks on steel. So I would like to reach Sabrina, but if I don't reach Sabrina, I likely got stuck on Geo 1 or Geo 2. I know who I need to use for the double battle in Silphco because I've done it multiple times with the Pokemon I'm going to be using, Empoleon, because it has competitive, so it's going to get hit with an Intimidate proc from the Incineroar, and I'm going to be like, hey, guess what, Surf or Scald, and you're fucking dead. So that'll be a really easy one, provided Brendan doesn't like whiff every single focus punch or target the wrong Pokemon, you know. I hope everyone had a great Christmas, and if they don't celebrate, that they had a great Wednesday and Thursday. I'm almost good to go. There will be Palace Cats per usual. Big fan. Truly some of God's finest creatures. All right. All right, let's take care of it. Normally this fight really sucks because Aerodactyl is fast, has Unnerve so you can't eat berries. It also has a Focus Sash and will usually go for like a Fat Rock Slide to get flinches plus damage to everyone. The Hypno has Bad Dreams, which lets multiple Pokemon be put to sleep instead of one because of Sleep Claws. So you focus down the Aerodactyl, it gets Dark Void off, you wake up because Berry, you kill the Hypno, then you focus whatever else comes in. Normally, I would fake out the arrow to break Sash, but Rock loses the Steel, so I'm gonna forego the fake out, and I'm just gonna go double Bullet Punch. And that'll be Stab, Bullet Punch with Technician and Home Claws. So we know that the Aerodactyl can't be one hit because of Focus Sash, but 2 Bullet Punches will 100% do the trick. It feels weird not clicking the fake out, but it's okay because we can pivot the Berserker out and then we can come back in to fake out someone else. Yeah, that's fine. So now we're gonna get hit with Dark Void. We're realistically gonna get put to sleep. Our berries will be consumed and we'll wake up. Obstagoon. This is actually a bit of an issue. Let's see. I think I'm gonna click U-turn. And I'm going to also click U-turn. We don't go dark because it holds a Colbur Berry, which is gonna be resisted. Okay, good. We wanna come in on Jacario in case what's his face lives. It's a Gutsmon with like Flame Orb. but it doesn't have protect, so you can get damage in on the first turn. Also, dark normal is 4 times weak to fighting, and it doesn't have a priority move, so we can come in with vacuum wave and kill. We are gonna then go into cold steel because intimidate Gramble is coming in, and we're gonna hit it with an iron head. Yep, that's fine. That's not a huge deal. We want to go... Oh, I don't have Iron Head on this one. So that's an oopsie doopsies on my part. Okay, we're gonna vac wave, and I think this kills. All right, good. So that's fine. We get an SD off. We have weakness policy. Temper flare, not too bad. And I'm just gonna go in with vac wave. I know it's going to be resisted, but I think we'll be fine because Gramble doesn't have a lot of special defense. Okay, so that did significantly less than I would have liked. We're gonna do the same thing again. I think this takes it out. Yeah, it's fine. So, Deathless, we love that. Love to see it. Not having an Iron Head was an issue, absolutely. Okay, so now it's some trash mobs, then 2 double battles. We'll build the team when we get there. We have to fight him because we usually have to come back this way. So it's just one of those things where it's like, get it over with, you know? So we're gonna fake out. We're gonna U-turn out. We're gonna go into Doug Trio. Rock Slide. Rock Slide. Rock Slide. Go into... Berserker, we're gonna fake out. Bullet Punch. A second Bullet Punch will do the trick. We do need fighting here, so we're gonna go into Jacario. We're gonna hit it with a fat Aura Sphere. Cacturn, we're also gonna go Aura Sphere. Alright, very good. That's a wide lens in the corner, we don't need it. We absolutely want to grab Taunt here, though. It's good for baiting the AI to make sure things don't happen that I don't want to see. So, for example, in the Claire fight, she leads with a Aerodactyl that has Taunt and Stealth Rocks. It's also Sashed because, of course, it is. It will Stealth Rock first turn because it wants to set up rocks. If you have a status move like Taunt, Swagger, Coil, etc., it will usually... Almost like I'd put money on it. It will taunt you, so then you get an extra turn to break Sash and then kill it. Ideally with a priority move or something else. So it's very useful to do when given the opportunity. There's nothing here. I actually forgot. It's this one. There's something there. We are going to get it after we cleanse the hideout. Rare candy in the corner we don't need. Black glasses we already have a bunch, so we don't bother to pick that up at all. I think that's like an elixir. Leech life. This is the lift guy. So we're gonna come in with fake out into probably just bullet punch. Yeah, we're tanky enough that we live that. Oh no, he dropped his lift key for his Magnum elevator. We are going to dig out because I do need to change my team. So we're gonna take on Left Grunt. Left Grunt has Slacking with Truant, which means it only gets to act every other turn. But Galarian Weezing has Neutralizing Gas, so Slacking doesn't have Truant. You kill Wheezing first turn. You eat whatever Slacking's gonna give you. Then comes in Crobat and Dipplin. So we are absolutely gonna want a Togedemaru for Crobat because Steel is immune to poison. It's gonna resist the Giga Drain. It's gonna resist the Air Slash. Shadow Ball is gonna be neutral probably, but it's not gonna be stab. I'm gonna wanna probably hold a Fire Berry because of the Slacking's Fire Punch. We're not gonna have anyone Psychic Steel because knockoff. No Psychic Ghost because knockoff. We're probably gonna end up going Flash Cannon against G-Weezing with a Metal Coat that will kill. I'm gonna be faster, so I'm gonna be able to act first. And then we have Aeolin Sand Slash for the Dipplin because I can be like, hey, guess what? Icicle Shard, you're fucking dead. Granted, it does have EV Light, so it's gonna be tanky, but it's still 4 times weak to ice. So let's start working on the team for that. Okay. We can actually lead with Lucario because it has access to Flash Cannon and it will outspeed the Weezing. I think Flash Cannon's actually at the end now that I think about it. There it is, okay. Oh, that's right. I have to actually teach it, not herp derp held item. Okay. So we'll do that over Rock Slide. No one else is a special attacker, so that's fine. I'm expecting the fire move. So we go Akka on Jucario. We can rip the Chesto Berry off here. Same thing here. We are not bringing in Cold Steel. We're not bringing in Doug Trio. We're not bringing in Tinkaton. Actually, no, I am, because I can Fake Out and Play Rough. Let's nix you. We're gonna hold on to you because you have Fake Out stuff, which is always a good bit of fun. Togedemaru for the, what's his face? And then Sand Slash. I'm probably gonna go Never Melt Ice on Sand Slash just to make sure I can do enough damage to deal with the Dipplin. Okay, so please tell me you have something good. Yes, Zippy Zap is always crit E-Speed. And since enemy Pokemon don't run out of PP, the 5 PP is not a big like balancing factor, you know? We're gonna keep U-Turn, we're gonna keep Iron Head, we're gonna keep Zippy Zap. And then Nuzzle because Paralyze. Speed Police is quite good. And no one has Electric in this fight, so we're gonna stick to I'm gonna give it a Magnet for extra damage, and we're going to stick to actually, hold on, what's its last ability? It might only have 2. Sturdy, okay. That's actually not bad then. So yeah, I will go Sturdy for this. Once the Slacking is down, there's no contact moves, so Iron Barbs doesn't do anything. Okay. Also, Sturdy will be good for Honchkrow because Scope Lens Sniper, and it has Superpower and Heat Wave. So I won't be immune to crit, but Sturdy will let me leave on 1, and I can Zing Zap. Okay, so you're fine. Berserker, I'd say realistically that's fine as well. We'll probably give it a citrus berry. I do have to figure out who's killing the slacking though. It's a little too much to expect Jucario to be able to kill both slacking and the G-Weezing. I suppose I could fake out first turn against the slacking so he doesn't get to act and then he automatically goes truant. Tinkaton, I think that's fine as well. We want Never Melt Ice on Sand Slash. And Sizor, we'll just give him a nice let's just go Punch Glove. There we go, let's make this work. We can definitely beat left grunt and maybe even right grunt by the time the first ad break procs. We need a higher level cap because then we'll be able to have some dragon Pokemon like Archaludon, because we're currently doing Eviolite Duraludon, and then Hisuian Gudra, who I have to use the Hisuian version because that's the only one that's Steel Dragon. But Steel Dragon's a better typing than Pure Dragon anyways, so it's fine. VOD friends, lurkers, I hope you had a great Christmas and or Wednesday and Thursday, and that you are doing well. Alright, so left grunt, we save, go team. So we want to Flash Cannon, G-Weezing, we want to fake out slacking. Huge, okay. So slacking, I think he'll be truant now because we made his first turn be skipped. Okay, Crobat, that's expected. This actually might be an issue because I know I'm not faster than the Crobat. It might hit me with Air Slash here, and that might kill me. Ideally, it doesn't. So I'm gonna U-turn to get some chip damage. We didn't flinch. That's huge. Slacking lives on 1. Not ideal. Okay. So we're gonna bring in Togedemaru. I'm going to Vac Wave slacking. I'm going to Zippy Zap the Crobat. Huge. Very clean. Now it's only the Diplin. So we are going to... I'm just gonna Ice Punch. And we're going to U-turn out. We go into Sand Slash. Honestly, not that bad. We have Ice Scales, so we took very little damage there. Ice Punch. Not that it matters. Ice Shard. That was probably the cleanest left grunt I've had in a minute. Now we need to dig out and prep for right grunt, which is a Tailwind Talonflame with Gale Wings. Gale Wings means flying moves go first at full HP. Tailwind gives their whole party a speed boost. Shiftry has something called Wind Rider. Wind moves are negated, and when hit by them, they gain +1 attack. So what ends up happening is, if you let Tailwind go off, their whole party is faster. Shiftry gets even more damage. So you fake out the Talonflame, and I'm gonna fake out the Shiftry. That way we break Sash. Talonflame no longer has Gale Wings, Gale Wind, and it's a good time for everyone. Pizza Place, thank you for stopping by. I hope you're doing well. I'm currently talking about how we're gonna beat Right Grunt. Quick summary on Right Grunt. He has a Talonflame with Gale Wings, So at full HP, flying moves go first. He'll do Tailwind to buff his party's speed. Shifter has Wind Rider. When hit by Tailwind, it gains an attack buff and it has Sash and it will be faster. So you fake out both of them and then you swap in people to kill them properly. The Electros is annoying because Levitate. The Toxicroak's annoying because of that Lumberry and the Drain Punch for sustain. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you've been having a great Thursday. The ad's about to proc in 10 seconds, so grab a stretch, grab some water, grab a snack. We will be back shortly. All right, Meow, and we're back. Just sorting out the team for Right Grunt. Then it's Giovanni 1. He leads with a huge power, not huge power, sheer force, Life Orb. So Life Orb's downside is negated. I think it's Nido King. It could be Nido Queen. Earth Power, Sludge Bomb, Earth, Ice Beam and Thunderbolt. Infernape with Focus Sash. Swords Dance, Pyro Ball, Thunder Punch, Close Combat, very scary, lots of damage. We're gonna need a Watermon with priority because Infernape is fast but it has no priority move. The biggest threat is the Kangaskhan because it's Mega Kangaskhan, which means it has Parental Bond. All moves hit twice, the second one for less damage. But the reason why that's scary is because it has Power Up Punch. So one Power Up Punch ends up being the equivalent of a Swords Dance. And then it has Crunch, Fake Out, Body Slam. Good coverage, stab, surprisingly fast. It's also a Mega, so of course it is. Veluza, I have an answer for. It will basically do Fillet Away, which is Shell Smash, but it cuts HP. Then it has Sharpness with Aqua Cutter and Psycho Cut. So we're going to try to be using a Dark type for that, and that'll have to more or less do. We could also go with someone who has Battle Armor because they can't be crit. There's a Earthworm, which has essentially Substitute. Shed Tail. And if it gets the Shed Tail off, then it swaps out and brings in someone behind it to buff, like the Infernape, like the Mega Kangaskhan. This is going to be a hard fight because fire, fighting, and ground, his whole team has, and all those things are super effective against steel. And then for the Toxicroak, I'm gonna bring Hitchcaw, and we're gonna go Yachi Berry because of Ice Punch. And we already have dual Wing Beat because that was our answer to Venusaur. Erica's Venusaur specifically. Alex, hi 54. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for stopping by. This is Rad Red Mono Steel. We're taking on Right Grunt in Game Corner, and Giovanni won. Okay, so this is Yachi Berry because it has Ice Punch. My only Steel Psychic Pokemon is really slow, so that's why we're not bringing it. Okay, let's run this back. Oh boy. I don't use a microwave. H4KHB6, hope you're doing well. Both of you sound like bots, so please prove me wrong and don't try to sell me bullshit. No. No, I do not. Alright, back to what we're doing. Okay, cool. I can't wait to hear what you have to say. Ah, I went the wrong way. Damn it. Alright, so that's going to be Right Grunt. We want to save in front of the fight. Make sure everyone's in the right positions. Well, I love that you like Samsung. And this has nothing to do with what we're doing. So I love that for you. Okay, let's see. Good. Mold Breaker, that way we can hit the Electros without worrying about his Levitate. Yeah, that'll work. Alright. Make sure both our lead mon have Fake Out. Fake Out and Fake Out. Very good. Hard to say. There's a lot of really good Pokemon out there. Toy gun to my head, I've been really vibing with Scizor because Technician, Bullet Punch, U-Turn. Do you have a favorite Pokemon, Alex? So we Fake Out first turn, this way no Gale Wind, and we Fake Out here, so no Sash. Then we can swap in someone else. Yes, I did call it Scizor. It's probably Scizor, but at this point I'm kind of stubborn. So I think we U-turn because that's going to be 4 times effective. And we're going to go with swapping out into someone who can deal with the Talonflame. I never gave Excadrill an item. That's definitely an oops on my part. Okay, Shiftry goes away. Tailwind does go off. U-turn doesn't do anything, sadly. We're gonna go into Hitchcaw. We want to go dual Wing Beat on Toxicroak. We want to Zippy Zap the Talonflame. Zippy Zap is more or less E-Speed, and it always crits. So, totally balanced. Thank you, Game Freak. Drain Punch, it's neutral, but dual Wing Beat is gonna kill. So we love that for us. Now it's Shiftry and Electros. We are going to go into Berserker, and we're gonna go into Excadrill. Mold Breaker, that'll let us hit Electra. Ceaseless Edge, not what I wanted to see. But these are the last two Pokemon, so we're not trying to swap out. No Para, love to see it. Fake Out for the flinch. Thank you, H4K. Take care. And I'm glad neither of you have tried to sell me something. Berserker went down to Earthquake, but it's okay. We can come in with Hitchcock and do a Wing Beat. There we go, very good. So now we gotta prep for what's his face? Giovanni. So we're probably going Samurott. We can Scald. We're gonna be faster. We also have Aqua Jet. Take care, you two. Haunch Crow, I'm thinking we're using Zippy Zap. We're gonna hold a Fire Berry because of Heat Wave. Infernape, not sure yet. Kangaskhan, we still have to figure that one out. Veluza, that's gonna be a Bisharp or Pawniard. We're gonna be immune to Psycho Cut. And then the other two, I'll probably just hold a Citrus Berry. Okay, so now we need to figure out where we're getting a Pawniard. Mount Moon B2. So we're gonna pour it out and grab that. There you go. Okay, Eel. Save so we don't have to do that fight again. Mount Moon B2. So I think it's this one. Yes. Alright. It's the only Dark Steel Pokemon. I'm probably gonna have to bring it to E4 because there are some psychic moves like Zen Headbutt from the Metagross. I'll give Pawniard a name eventually. I'm not sure. I'm probably gonna end up going Eviolite on it because I think its evolved form is like 50 plus and level cap is currently 47. While we're here, let's see if there's anyone else I want. Oh, right, the Mawile. That's actually not too bad. I don't have access to the Megastone yet, but Mawile is always a good grab because huge power, Intimidate, Play Rough, Iron Head, Sucker Punch, one of the elemental punches. Okay. Time changer to the day. Why am I not seeing you? Oh, it might be in the other area. Right. Okay. Yeah, it's probably in here. Or not. Okay. There we go, Mile. Alright, I think that was Intimidate. Because it said something in the top right. Okay, we want to dig out. We want to save. I don't want to have to do any of that again. Head back to Celadon. Start building the team. Okay. So we're going to lead with Samurott. And we're probably going Mystic Water to make Scald do enough damage. I have to go with the Hisuian one because we don't have not Hisuian. We have to go for the normal one because it has to be steel. Okay. It is a physical attacker, but unless I have Aqua Tail, I don't have a good physical water move. So let's take everyone out of the party, sans the people I know I'm using. And then we'll fill as we need. All right. Oh, I I know what I can do. Right, okay. So, Mold Breaker would let me get past Earth Eater on Earthworm. The problem with that is the fact that Excadrill is a physical attacker, and Earthworm has a lot of physical defense. So we're probably going Lucario to deal with the Earthworm instead. Okay, we're gonna grab Kronk. This will be our Samurott. Excuse me. Pawniard is our answer for Veluza. Let's get everyone to the level cap. That's another great thing that Radical Red does. Lots of quality of life. Changing natures, changing abilities, playing in minimum grind mode, so there's no EVs and everyone's IVs are set at 31, which makes it a lot easier to churn out these monotypes. Okay, so good. I do get Aqua Tail. So we'll go Aqua Tail, Aqua Jet with Mystic Water. We want to be able to one-shot the, what's his face? The Nidoking. That being said, it may see kill and go into Earthworm, which we definitely don't want to see. I could go Hidden Power Fire or something. Maybe Samurott ends up getting Taunt, because then that will prevent the Shed Tail from going off, which would actually be nice. Okay, so let's see if that's going to be the case. 36 time of day. So we need... day. Okay, that's fine. Yep, it's daytime. We're gonna save. After the ad break, we're gonna look at some Palace Cats. Wildcat, they predominantly live in Asia. They are endangered. Technically threatened, but there's less than 57,000 of them, and mating season is only 1 day a year. Very good. Slash does have high crit ratio, and it would be affected by sharpness. It just is normal, so it's not exciting, you know? Alright. Megahorn isn't bad, but I have to hold a wide lens. Okay, so yeah, that's a thing. I might keep Shell Armor just because I don't think I have anything else I could actually leverage sharpness for. The ad's about the proc in 20 seconds. I will see you all soon. VOD friends, lurkers, I hope you've been enjoying the stream. I will see you all soon. All right, Meow, and we're back. Still trying to figure out how we're gonna get past the Kangaskhan. I'm leaning into Lucario with Aura Sphere and Vacuum Wave, but it might not be enough. We also know that we don't outspeed, so that's why we're holding the Citrus Berry. Pawniard is for the Veluza. I think we go Citrus Berry as well. 36, okay. But if Bisharp is 54, we'll end up going Eviolite instead. Also, let's see if Pawniard can learn anything interesting. At the very least, we absolutely need Sucker Punch. I think we'll grab Iron Defense for now. 36. Oh yeah, and Palace Cats. So, Monolization is a website run by Roman Pavlov. He is a YouTuber. He also has Instagram and other social media. It's all Palace Cats. They are wild animals. They have weak immune systems. Their bodies are round. They will put their paws on their tail to keep their feet warm, much like, well, not much like, similar to how a snow leopard will hold its tail in its mouth to keep warm. Snow leopard is the closest living relative to the Palace Cat as well. There's also a woman named Victoria who works with Roman. I'm not sure what capacity she works in, but they all help run Monolization, and it's nice having a dedicated website to the Palace Cats. This is Nar. This was taken earlier this year. He's a male Palace Cat at the Kobe Animal Kingdom in Japan. His wife is Az. She gave birth to the kanji 4 this year: Mei, Atu, Teru, and Nagomu. They've been full grown for a minute. I'm not sure how much longer the kittens will be with their mother. Eventually, they'll probably be sent to other zoos or maybe even in their own exhibit. And then Nar can be reunited with his wife because he's been away from them since they were born, since male Palace Cats, or at least with it being only one day a year that they breed, they don't stick around. So he was forced to go to the store, and he hasn't been back yet. As you can see, the ears aren't sticking outright. They're more off to the side. They have spots and patterns on the head that will make them more identifiable. I think Teru, for example, has a T on their forehead. Absolutely adorable pink nose. Well-developed whisker subsystem. Super cute. And then this is also Nar. He's got the dent. The dent is, some bloodlines will have a dent in the head, whereas like Bull, who lives at Nasu Animal Kingdom, has a rounded head, no dent. But yeah, Nar tends to look sad a lot. It hurts because he's not, I don't think he's actually sad, but obviously we tend to anthropomorphize animals and their emotions and be like, oh, he doesn't look like he's smiling, ergo he must be sad, you know? Another one of Nar, as you can see, putting Pete's on tail. Love the white underneath the chin. Absolutely, truly some of God's finest creatures. Okay, so we got the Citrus Berry. We need to do Rare Candy on Pawniard. Yeah, if we don't get King Gambit, we're going Eviolite because it'll increase my defense by 50%. Okay. 50. So yeah, it is beyond level cap. Feels bad. So we can take the item back at least. I think I have to grab the Eviolite because it's currently on Duraludon. Okay. Normally I don't use Eviolite, but there's been several instances where I've needed it. I needed it for Duraludon. I used it on Toxicroak or whatever the first form is because I wouldn't be able to get Croagunk until post-surge. So having dry skin for the water swap and having 50% more defense, never a bad thing. Okay. I'm hoping it already has Sucker Punch, because that's part of the reason why I'm using Bisharp. No Sucker Punch, you hate to see it. I guess I'm just gonna go Assurance because I need a dark move. And we'll grab Iron Head because flinch. So that is not as good as I would have liked. I really wanted to be able to Sucker Punch to one-hit the Veluza, but the Pawniard line is the only Dark Steel Pokemon. Snarl isn't gonna help me. I might throw Rock Slide on Tingaton just so I have an extra option for Honchkrow. I'm also not sure how I'm dealing with at least one other Pokemon. I mean, Shadow Claw would be super effective. Psychic does lose to Ghost. So I think we get rid of Iron Defense there. We can steal items from trainers, so that's only useful in the wild. That reminds me, we do have to get the Piplup after this because we're going to need it for Silphco. No. We have Gigaton Hammer, so we don't need Iron Head on Tingaton. No. I mean, Flip Turn would be good to pivot, but then I have 3 water moves. So it's like, I don't know. Okay, so tentatively, I would like to use Jucario for Earthworm. Actually, now that I'm thinking about that, we need, well, the problem is also the fact that I need it for Earthworm and possibly Kangaskhan. So, I can't have both, you know? Okay, so let's try to get some redundancy for Kangaskhan then. Okay, so it's gonna have Fake Out, it's gonna have Crunch, it's gonna have Bee Slam. In theory, we could go, oh, what's it called? We could go Cold Steel and we could hold Colbur Berry. But I don't think that's gonna do what we want. Oh yeah, we do have Metagross, right. That would have been useful in a prior fight. I really wish I had Rocky Helmet because that and Iron Barbs against 1 power-up punch would probably take Kangaskhan to like half HP. Okay. This is actually a bit of a doozy. 109 speed is good, but I think Kangaskhan is 115. So, I mean, I suppose I could go Mile. The only issue is that because it's not Mega Mile, it's gonna have a like a garbage BST. Okay. I mean, There's definitely a world where I go Skarmory because of weak armor. That would let me outspeed. I just don't know if I'm gonna have anything that's gonna end up being actually super effective, you know? Also, it has B-Slam, so it can para. We're gonna test out Skarmory. We're gonna make sure it's weak armor. Okay. Frisk, not what we want to see. Weak armor, yeah, okay. So yeah, every time weak armor procs, it loses, I think, 1 speed, and it goes plus, it loses 1 armor and gains 2 speed. I really wish I had a fighting move there. I actually may not be able to use Skarmory for this, because I need fighting, since that's the only thing that's super effective against normal. Okay. And it also doesn't get home claws, so I can't even like take advantage of the speed to buff, you know? Body press is in Silph-Co. I mean, I guess there's Rock Smash, but that feels really like meh, you know? So let's look at Steel again. Okay. Two times the fighting, so that's not changing anything. I could go Sheer Force. Sheer Force, Curse. I need a fighting move though, that's the thing. Only Rock Smash. That's not enough. Okay. Aggron is 4 times weak to that, so that's not happening. We lose the Crunch, which is why I'm not wanting to bring that in. Probopass has the same issue, 4 times weak to fighting. We didn't get Heatran. That made me big Sag. I mean, we would resist. The only issue is it's probably not going to have a good fighting move. I mean, yeah, there's reversal, but it's 2 levels past the level cap, so it's like, okay. Still 2 times weak to fighting. Not having body press is really putting a damper in what I can use against them. Like Rock Smash is the only fighting move I seem to have. Okay. I mean, there is Brick Break. I may have to save Tinkaton for it then, because I'll resist everything it has. I can Fake Out. I can Brick Break. And as much as I would want to just be like Lamau, go Aegis Slash. The issue there is it's Ghost, so it loses 2 times to Dark. Not getting body press until after Silph-Co. It does a big hurt. Yeah, 50 in the overworld. I mean, maybe? I guess I will just go with one that can get like brick break, since that's probably the strongest fighting move we have at the moment. That Pokemon I have would actually be able to learn. Add proc, see you all soon. Oh wait, I know what I can do. Wait, do we not even have Rock Smash yet? Fuck. So what I wanted to do doesn't work because I don't have Rock Smash yet. So I was going to use Scizor thinking, oh, I have Rock Smash, so I'll benefit from Technician and such. But I don't, so that changes how I have to approach this, and I'm not sure how we're getting past it, you know? Let me look up. I think Rock Smash is only when I get to Sabrina, more or less. So let's see. Because I need a fighting move for the whatnot for Kangaskhan. And it's not going to be Stab, because the only fighting steel I have is Lucario. Oh, really? Oh, that's brutal. You don't even get it until Fuchsia. So it's significantly further than I would have liked to see. That is very unpleasant. Okay, so back to the drawing board. I mean, I guess I could go with Steel and Power Up Punch, because that's still gonna be super effective. Okay. So I need one that has a relatively good BST as well. No. Okay. So Metagross can get it. Metagross can have Tough Claws. So I think we go Metagross with Tough Claws, and we hold a berry to eat the the dark. Yep. Okay. I don't like bringing a Psychic Pokemon against Mega Kangaskhan because it does have Crunch. but at the very least, it'll let us get Power Up Punch going, and Tough Claws will boost it by, like, I think 30%, they said. So I feel like I'm cooking, but watch me just get, like, fucking cooked. Also, welcome back, everyone. No, we want rare candy. Metang, Metal Claw, Metagross. Hammer Arm's also useful. I suppose in theory I could try to get like 1 or 2 power punches off and then go, what's it called, Hammer Arm. Hammer Arm will be boosted by Tough Claws as well, which is really nice. I think it's Dream Pass for Tough Claws. Let's see. Oh, we already have it. Okay, that's huge. So we know we're not outspeeding, so we're just gonna go all in on attack. So that would be Adamant. Move Relearn. Where we want the priority move. We keep the Hammer Arm. Meteor Mash having 90 accuracy. I have no interest in using it. We do grab Zen Headbutt because it's more flinch technology. We give it a Cobra Berry to resist the crunch. We pray that we don't get parried, because if we get parried, then we can't hold a super effective berry because we have to hold a cherry berry to avoid being paralyzed. Which is why I didn't want to bring a psychic type for this, but I need to find a way past Kangaskhan. Okay, Colbur, where are you? There you go. Colbur. We're leading with Kronk. Tinkaton. We're giving it a... I think Citrus. So ideally, we have Togedemaru for Honchkrow. We have Kronk for Nidoking. We have Eviolite Bisharp for Veluza. We have Jucario for Earthworm. We're really hoping that Aura Sphere Vacuum Wave does the trick. Actually, now that I think about it, I probably want to go Chople because Body Press I'm 2 times weak to. Or maybe, I don't know. Because I'm gonna lose the Body Press and I'm gonna lose the Earthquake. So maybe I actually go Air Balloon to avoid the Earthquake. Yeah, okay. And then Metagross, we just need to give it Power Up Punch so I can threaten with that. Because I don't think Hammer Arm kills without like buffing myself from maybe a Power Up Punch. Huh. Nice. I like the Samurats just following me. Waddling across the world. Okay, Power Up Punch. Alright, let's see if we can make this work. I think this fight took me close to an hour when we did Mono Bug. Flying, fire, all these things are bad for bugs. Thankfully, this game has so much quality of life, it doesn't feel bad to repeatedly play. If it were just difficulty without any of the quality of life, I would not be doing all the monotypes of Rad Red. I think this is, once I beat this one, this is like, I think my 15th, and then I still have Rock, Ice, and Ground. After we beat Mono Steel, we're doing Terraria, Calamity mod, and then it'll probably be Ground just to rip the band-aid off, Ice, then Rock, because I am anticipating Mono Rock to be the hardest. I initially thought Mono Ice was going to be the hardest, but I watched someone breeze through it with a Shell Smash Cloyster and an Ice Scales Frostmoth. Alright, let's see how many tries this is going to actually end up taking. That also reminds me, I need to see if Lucario can get Taunt in case I'm not able to have Samurott in against Orthworm. He doesn't get it, so that's actually kind of an oopsie doopsies. But we'll make it work. I hope. Okay. Orthworm. This is good because we can taunt and it won't be able to get the shed tail off. That being said, it does have earthquake and it does have body press, so those are going to hurt no matter what. Okay, I need to swap out because nothing I have is super effective. We're gonna go into Lucario. I'm hoping it goes earthquake. It went body press, not what we wanted to see. Okay, goes into Veluza. It resists. That makes complete sense. This is probably gonna be random move because I'm below half HP. We're gonna go Bisharp. Aqua Jet, not a big deal. Assurance, this probably kills. It does not. It eats its berry. Assurance, it swaps out. It goes back into Orthworm. Oh boy. It's gonna get the sub off. So we have to reset now. Because I need to put taunt on Bisharp for this situation. That was like, oh, I'm never gonna have that. And it's like, no, I apparently did. So, let's just say that was me pretending for content. Okay. And we're gonna go back to, Choppleberry instead of Air Balloon. Okay. Let's run that back and see how it plays out. Sometimes you make a change and it changes everything as far as what the AI wants to do. So we taunt. This is body press. So we go into Jucario. I'm gonna go Aura Sphere. It goes into Veluza. We go into Bisharp. We go Assurance. We go Assurance again. We taunt so it can't shed tail. It's probably going body press now because it's 4 times weak. I'm gonna go into... I want to go into Jucario, but it dies if I try to do that. So I'm gonna go in... Oh no, because I need Metagross. Fuck. On the upside, it can't shed tail. So that's fine. Alright. Kangaskhan, this is gonna be a random move. I do think he goes for fake out. I need to get Metagross in here. I mean, I am below half, and it probably does read that I have Inner Focus, so it probably goes Power Up Punch, now that I think about it. I'm gonna bring in Tinkaton, because I want to try to get a clean swap on my whatnot. Okay, we're gonna fake out. Not ideal. Okay. The scary thing here is that was a +4 to Power Up Punch, which means even with the berry, I'm probably dead. I'm not. Huge. This will kill though, 100%. Okay, Haunch Crow. We are gonna go Bullet Punch. We're not gonna go Bullet Punch. We have Togedemaru for this with Zippy Zap. We're holding the Fire Berry in case it wanted to go Heat Wave. In comes Infernape. We need to do the same thing. It's not going to be a lot, but we had to do it. I also have Sturdy, so I can't be killed in one hit. Okay? This is probably gonna be Earth Power, 4 times effective. I'm gonna go into Bisharp. Not what I wanted to see. We're not faster, so I definitely messed this one up. Veluza with the Aqua Jet, but I think I'm faster because, yeah. So we did it on the second try. Thank God for Zippy Zap and Togedemaru being even faster than Veluza. Most of Veluza's speed is coming from the Shell Smash, aka Filet Away. Togedemaru, absolutely goated on the sauce, as the kids would like to say. He did a real Phantom Tax in Ohio, stunted all over Giovanni. So I love that for us. We are going to Eel. We grab our Sylph Scope. We dig out. We are now gonna head over to the, what's it called? Pokemon Tower, because in this, the ghost of Marowak's mom is an Omni Boost Aeolin Marowak with Bone Zone, which makes bone moves ignore immunities and resistances, and it also has Thick Club for double attack. So we need... I need to see if level cap changed. It may have. 56 is level cap, so I can absolutely evolve, and if I get if I finally get Sucker Punch, we're leading with King Gambit for that. Okay, level cap is 56. You love to see it. There you go. Very good. I am very grateful Togedemaru lived and we got the flinches from Ironhead. I knew if the Nidoking went first, I would just die, because obviously Steel Electric is 4 times weak. Okay, so please tell me you are gonna get Sucker Punch when you evolve, because if Sucker Punch is only like a egg move, I was gonna lose my mind, you know. Rare Candy, we don't need Eviolite anymore. Kowtow Cleave is not bad, but I'm slow, so we stick to Sucker Punch. And then it's got Bone Meringue, it's got Shadow Bone, it's got Fire Punch and Thunder Punch. So I think I have to go Shucka to, at the very least, eat the first hit from the whatnot. Also, where are my Shucka Berry? There they are. Yeah, okay. So Shucka, we want to lead with King Gambit. Ad break is about the proc. I will see you all shortly. All right, meow, and we're back. So Geo 1 went well, and I'm grateful for that because that was one of 2 fights that I was really worried today would take like close to an hour, if not more. All right, so we need to continue planning for the Aeol and Marowak. We are not bringing in Jucario because fighting can't do anything to Ghost. We absolutely are keeping in Kronk with the Mystic Water. Sacred Sword will be useful later, I think. Especially because Sharpness. We are going to keep Knockoff because we can actually lead with that to get rid of Shadowbone, Thick Club, so it doesn't do as much damage. Fire, Thunder, Bone Meringue. Let me look at Aeol and Marowak. Okay. Yeah. So Bone Meringue hits twice. Thunder Punch. Yeah, I think I just gotta go Shaka and hope that Bone Meringue doesn't... that it gets reduced, and then I don't die from the second hit. Okay. Samurott. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So Shaka for Kronk. We're gonna lead with Kronk. We want to get the knockoff, that's why. Jucario is not coming in. Togedemaru. We will leave in Togedemaru for some of the flyers after we deal with it. We are not keeping Tinkaton, we're not keeping Jucario, and I'm gonna probably nix Metagross for now. Let's see. 1, 2, there you go. We also want to think about who we're gonna need for the double battle. I know we have Empoleon, but that still leaves like 2 other slots, you know? Okay, I'm gonna bring in Sand Slash because that's coming in on Giovanni 2. I'm bringing in Carnivine because we'll Levitate, that's coming in on Giovanni 2. And Bronzor because with Levitate, it's also coming in on Geo 2. But I don't think I'm gonna need all of them for this upcoming fight, so I'm not super worried. That being said, I also still have to figure out how we're beating the first rival fight, because that's as soon as we beat this. We're gonna save, because it's been a minute. Yeah, they moved the rival battle that normally happens in Pokemon Tower to Silphco. So aside from some Exorcess being like spooky scary skeletons, there's nothing here until you get to the Aeol and Marowak, and we love that for us. Okay, Aqua Tail, it's gonna be enough. Oh no! I didn't max its level out, so that's gonna be happening each time I kill something. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but it's like, like, I feel like I would lose more time having to backtrack, you know? Let's go Knockoff. Oh yeah, that's right. Very silly. And then when I have to fight Blaine, if we use Bronzong, we go Heat Proof. Because I don't think they have any Pokemon that know a ground move. Lamau, you're dead. Don't really care about honor defense at the moment. Eventually we'll be doing, I think, Body Press and Psy Shield Ram. 2 moves that scale off of defense. And then we'll probably want a Steel move like Iron Head for flinch. and then like maybe a hidden power or something. Since it's actually, while it is really bulky, it's kind of a mixed attacker. I think technically the attack is somewhat higher. Okay. Will-o'-the-wisp, that's going to be useful, even though it is going to be less useful because I only have one fire Steelmon, and it's after it gets its mega form. So I'm probably never going to be able to use Will-o'-the-wisp without wide lens to reduce the chance of it missing. No. I already have Psychic if I want a special move for Bronzong. Eel. Save. Yumi. Mono Steel is not going bad. I hope you're having a great day after Christmas. That your sandwich had many slices of Swiss and pickles. I actually got past Geo1 on the second try. It came down to Togedemaru having Sturdy and getting 2 flinches in a row on the Nidoking. We are about to take on Aeolin Marowak. In this, Aeolin Marowak is the in Pokemon Tower the ghost that you have to fight to get to the top floor in the Lavender Town Tower. She has Bone Zone, so bone moves ignore resistances and immunities. She gets the Omni boost because she's a mini boss, and she also has Thick Club for double attack. Glad to hear that it wasn't a bad day. Hopefully it was good busy, and I'm glad to hear you got home, and I hope whatever McDonald's you're having doesn't give you E. coli and that it's delicious. And yes, it is a bit of a dang. We're gonna try to knock off first turn to get rid of Thick Club, and then I'm holding a Shucka Berry, so Bone Meringue will do less damage on the first hit, even though multi-hit moves aren't affected by super effective. So the second one is gonna be super effective. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, I do be loving Nuggies. I was never a big fan of fries at places like McDonald's. Fuddruckers fries, Arby's fries. If I could have Five Guys fries, I can't because of allergies. I like those kinds of fries. All right, so Aeolin Marowak. Let's get this over with. So yeah, it's also higher level because it's a boss. So ideally, we don't die in one hit. We get the knockoff off. Nice. So Shadow Bone, Thick Club gone. Yeah, I mean, I like a lot of potatoes. Mashed potatoes. I don't think I like scalloped potatoes as much, but potatoes are pretty great. So we know we don't outspeed. We're gonna go Aqua Jet. That's not bad, all things considered. Now we can bring in King Gambit, and I think Sucker Punch kills. It does. So, not bad. I remember going into this fight, like, I went into Rad Red for the first time relatively blind. I mean, I watched people play for like 6 months, but I wasn't glued to the docks, you know? So I'm like, la-di-da, Marowak, it'll be a cinch, wipes my party. What the fuck? And then it's like, oh, I'm stupid. So yeah, now we're gonna wanna lead with Aeolin Sand Slash because there's a fair amount of flyers, and we're gonna hit them with Ice Shard. Yes. Let's get through these guys real quick. Ice Shard. Oh, it's actually not a level cap. That's an oopsie doopsies on my part. We're gonna go into, I guess, Carnivine. I didn't bring anyone for the Luxray. I mean, technically the Bulldoze, but don't do it. Oh yeah, Sevi Carnivine is Poison Steel, but it has Levitate, so it can't be hit by ground. Okay, I guess Kronk's coming in. We're gonna Sacred Sword. No. We're gonna Sacred Sword. Let's Eel. We're gonna go into Kronk. Sacred Sword into Aqua Jet. Knock off. We want to go into Carnivine again. We want to bulldoze. We want to bulldoze. Meowstick is psychic, so we want to go into King Gambit. We want to... Oh, it's going to reflect spam. Cringe. Okay. And then Galissapod, we want to go into Carnivine again. Awkward. Did not do as much as I needed it to, but we're fine. No. I hate how Gumshoes looks. Looks like Donald Trump with fuckboy hair. So we're gonna go into... It probably has a fighting move. We're gonna go into King Gambit. We're going to Nuzzle. And then we're gonna Zippy Zap. Zippy Zap is E-Speed, but what if it always crit and it was electric? It also is technically lower power. It's only 50. But crit in this is like 2.25, I think. So it still does like a real dummy amount of damage. And then this is Pokey Flute guy. We're gonna save. We have an ad in about 4 minutes. So we're gonna take a look at some more Palace Cats. Yumi, are you playing Pokemon tonight? Which games are you gonna be playing if you stream at all? All right. I like, this is one of several. It's, I think it was taken at the Saitama Children's Zoo in Japan. This is some of the Flower 5. So, Primula, Olivia, Iris, Lotus, and Grusha, they had to be split up because these are more or less sibling cats, and they kept bullying each other. So I don't know which one this is. It's either like Lotus, Irish, or Grusha. Okay, Resident Evil 4. I was actually thinking about getting Resident Evil 4 because I saw on Steam that it's overwhelmingly positive. But then I started looking at like some of the mods on Nexus, and like one of the utility mod managers doesn't seem to have been updated in a minute. And a recent update like broke a bunch of shit. So I'm probably gonna hold off for maybe another year or so, because RE4, it very much seems like a game that I'm absolutely gonna want to play modded after I beat it. So that's a thing. Okay. Yeah, that makes complete sense. So yeah, I'll make sure to check out tonight's stream, and I'll check out tomorrow's stream as well. So we also have another one where they're sitting on each other. It's very funny. Beans be like, ah, I'm dead. Also, that's a box for the cats to do cat stuff too. So I love that for us. And then we also have one more in this. Let me find it. Anakin, no! Cats be big silly. Yes, the orange feet. The underside of their feet are often orange. Sometimes they will have orange in what would be considered like their undercoat, so to speak. And then you also have the, let me see if we can find it. That's a tiny picture, so we'll find a better one. I guess I can look for it this way. Then we have that one. Ronnie and Manul are shiny in real life. They're the only ones that seem to actually be orange, and that's because there's a lot of desert in Iran, so it wouldn't make sense for them to be like white and gray. Let me see if we can find another one of them. And then there's also this one. IRL Garfield, he's coming for the Lazang. But yeah, it's real. And I love that. They're truly some of God's finest creatures. I will see you all shortly after the ad break. All right, Meown, we're back. We're going to spam eggs until I get a Piplup because I want a competitive Empoleon, which more or less is going to be able to sweep the double battle in Silphco. There's a NPC in Celadon that you can give blue, red, or green shards, and it will give you a random starter of that type. There's also a guy that if you give him yellow shards, he'll give you one of the random Pikachus. So like Popstar Pikachu, Cosplay Pikachu, Scientist Pikachu, etc. And they all come with light balls, so they do a lot of damage, but that also means that they don't get to hold a resistance berry. So that's kind of scary, especially for the ones that have 4 times weaknesses. Oops. Get me out of here, get me out of here, get me out of here. Poplio, we also made a save in case none of these shards give me what we need. That way we're not wasting shards because you only get so many. Okay, I think that was all of them. Yes, so first batch did not turn out. Something omelets and eggs. We'll actually save in front of them, so it's faster. Okay. Oh no, I saved after the fact. Oh, so these ones are all gonna be the same. I actually hate that for us. Yeah, these are gonna all be the same. So I overwrote the save I made initially. So these are all gonna be released into the wild, and it's totally not gonna be an invasive population issue, you know? I guess we'll hatch this one, and then yeah. That's a damn shame. It's okay though. I love contributing to wild Pokemon. All right, get out of here, man. And then we are not gonna override the save, so we don't have to do that a thrice time, you know? Okay. Let's see what we get. Oh, that's right. I always forget to make it be that by default anytime I have to reload a save. So that's an oopsie doopsies on my part. VOD friends, lurkers, everyone who stopped by live to be here for the stream, thank you for doing so. I hope you're doing well, that you and your family weren't captured by Krampus and sacrificed, that you got some nice presents for Christmas from Saint Nick, and if you don't celebrate, that you're enjoying your life as a godless heathen. All right, let's see if this gives us what we need. Not what we need to see. So we'll run that back until we get the Piplup. Because this is the only way to get the starters, is from the eggs. I actually think some might be in the wild, but I think the vast majority of them are only from this guy. No, no, no. I wish I could just steal the Empoleon. Be like, haha, mine now. But no. Also, that's a very large penguin. Alright. Same thing with the Togekiss. Yes, awesome. I think it's like Newt Newt or something. The Pingu the penguin. Really? Bruh. No. Yep, that's all we needed. So it doesn't matter what the other eggs are, TBH. We also need to make Newt Newt have speed up, because we need to make sure we outspeed the Hippo down. All right. And actually Surf is going to be fine. It's more base power than Scald. So we're going to go... I'm trying to think how I have to do this. We'll probably put Mystic Water on this after we beat the double battle. I think we go... I think we go Shaka. Because I don't think they have any electric. We need to make sure it's competitive. Okay, so it's gonna be Dream Patch, which is fine. Yep. No. It has surf already. So it's gonna be like surf. Flash cannon. Probably HP ground to deal with the Mile and the Houndoom. Which we'll get that once we get to Silphco. We need Protect, because on the first turn we don't want to get faked out by the Incineroar. And then we won't have Hidden Power until we actually get there. We will grab Make It Rain because it hits both. Though I am gonna have to eat the -2 to special. That's okay because competitive is gonna at least give me +2. So realistically I can use Make It Rain twice, and only the second one will bring my special attack into the negative. Alright, so now we want to save because I don't want to do any of that again. And we need to figure out how we're beating Rival. So we have a water starter, so it's going to be Rival with Venusaur. Okay. So it's this one. So we're gonna use Magnet, Zippy Zap to kill Staraptor. Probably a ground type for King Gambit. Poison for Azumarill. Probably Water Steel for the Darman Fam Jam. And then a Flyer, aka Hitchcock, for Venusaur. Okay, we can make this work. So let's get everyone sorted, as it were. We don't need the eggs, so we're just gonna put them in a random one that we don't care about. Because I have the only Water Steel Pokemon. I have the only Steel starters now. Alright, so we want Togedemaru because Zippy Zap. We want Corviknight. We want Kronk. We want probably Excadrill. Yes, we 100% want Excadrill. And then the last one would be, who else? I guess I'll just bring Tinkaton. Okay, so we want to lead with Togedemaru. We want to go Magnet. And we want to keep Sturdy because it may go close combat. Okay. Corviknight, we want to go Safety Goggles again, because that's for Venusaur. Kronk with the Shucka is for the Darman Fam Jam. Excadrill is for King Gambit. Oh, that's right, we don't need Tinkaton, we need Carnivine. Because that's for the Azumarill. Azumarill's weak to poison, and it's going to resist the fairy moves and the water moves because it's steel. Okay. I think Excadrill with no item because I don't want to get hit by knockoff. And we're gonna run Earthquake. We have Earthquake already, now that I think about it. So it's Hone Claws, Earthquake, Iron Head, Rock Slide. We're already faster, and we don't have weather, so that's fine. Carnivine does need to be maxed out level-wise. And we'll give it a Shucca Berry. Not Shucca. We'll give it a Citrus Berry for generic healing. We also need to make sure it's actually at level cap. It is awesome. I think Poison Jab is the one we're gonna have to use. I mean, Bark Barrage isn't bad, but it only does double if it's already poisoned, you know? So we're gonna stick to Poison Jab. So Iron Head. I think we do keep Curse. Bulldoze is kind of meh. That'll probably get replaced with Body Press. Gunk Shot is interesting, but I'd have to hold a wide lens. We need to get Corviknight at the appropriate level. I think we already have everything we used, because the last time we used Corviknight, it was for Venusaur. Dual Wing Beat, Hone Claws, Taunt, Roost. We can't really use the Roost, because if we do, then we get hit with Earth Power. I probably can get rid of the Taunt. I'm also going to grab Brave Bird because Venusaur is not sashed. So I don't technically have to use that. Okay, I think we can make this work. Let's go get Rival. We also stopped by to grab Hidden Power. It's in the top right of Silphco on the first floor. There's also a relatively easy way to reach where you need to go without doing a million floors. You go to floor 9, fight the guy because he's always going to be in the way. You turn out, go into Excadrill, go into Earthquake, Rock Slide. You take the portal, floor 5, you fight this guy. You grab the key card. You go back to floor 9. You fight this guy. You turn out. Add. We'll finish it after.
Noted freeze.
All right, Meow, we're back. So you beat that guy at the bottom of floor 9. You had the key card, so you talk to the nurse to Eel. You go up here. You fight this guy. We want to go into probably Kronk. We're faster, so Aquatail. We want to swap out into Hitchcock. Hit him with a Brave Bird. Lamau, you're dead. Let's go into Togedemaru. Hit him with a Zippy Zap. Lamau, you're dead. Oh yeah, that's right. I don't have any recharges left. So after I do that, we'll want to actually go to the Poke Center to Eel. And here's the rival battle. We're going to save. We're going to make sure everyone's in position. Legal Eagle, LawTuber, put out a video on Trump presumably suing a news source, newspaper, news provider. He's suing quite a few people, and I hate it for us. So let's see what Devin, aka Legal Eagle, has to say about all this.
Free speech enthusiast Donald Trump has sued pollster Ann Selzer because he didn't like her poll. You really can't make this stuff up. Everyone, including and especially the lawyer who filed this dog's breakfast of a case, should be ashamed of themselves. Now you might...
And yeah, I would like to say I'm not surprised anytime here's a thing that Trump's doing, and yet I often am, due to the basis of it, due to how silly it is, due to how childish it is, how poorly it's constructed, etc. That's why he referred to it as a dog's breakfast. So let's see what's what.
I remember, it's November 2nd, 2024, and according to a new poll from Ann Selzer and the Des Moines Register, Harris is beating Trump in Iowa. Fast forward to November 5th. Oof. Trump ended up crushing Iowa by 13 points. And it turned out the convicted felon totally outperformed Selzer's prediction. Let's hear from Ann Selzer now.
It's a spectacular miss. And I've never seen anything like it in my experience of 30 years worth of polling.
And sorry to trigger your PTSD libs, but President-elect Trump wants you to know that Selzer was wrong. So wrong that her methods constituted a fraud on the proletariat. At least that's what Trump's lawsuit against Selzer and the Des Moines Register would have you believe. Now, when the Des Moines Register released its final Iowa poll on November 2nd, it threw the political world into chaos.
Once again, polls, statistics, they can't really predict it. So the best thing they can do is say it's like anyone's game. And then this is the second time we've had an upset regarding Trump's election. We'll do the rival battle, then we'll resume it. All right, so this is fine. We zippy zap. I hope it kills. It does. Magnet. Actually, no. Chipotle. Right. Okay. So Venusaur, this is gonna be Sleep Powder / Earth. We go Corviknight. It went Sleep Powder. I'm gonna go Brave Bird. It's gonna be resisted. I think quad resisted technically. Brave Bird into Brave Bird. King Gambit, we wanna go into Excadrill because this is probably knockoff. Okay, that's terrifying. Earthquake. So it was +4 attack because it was 2 Pokemon dead equals +2 attack from Supreme Overlord. Swords Dance +2. -1 S3 quick maths. So we're gonna bring in Kronk for an Aqua Jet. Now we have a Zoomer roll. This is probably Ice Punch. I guess it could also just be Aqua Tail or the other one for liquidation. We go into Carnivine. Yep, liquidation. I'm gonna go poison jab. I'm surprised that actually went down that way. In retrospect, I could have gone Togedemaru. That would have been better. Okay. Darmanitan. Honestly, I'm gonna stay in and Zippy Zap because he doesn't have any priority moves. And he's also a glass cannon. U-turn. He's the last one left, so he U-turns into himself. And that's Rival down. So we're gonna finish this legal video. Then we're going to take on the Rival battle. Not Rival. Silphco double. I'm gonna work on the team while we do that. We know we need Empoleon, so that leaves 2 other slots open.
Earlier that day, Emerson College published a poll showing former President Trump leading by 10 points. However, the Des Moines Register poll conducted by the highly respected Ann Selzer showed Vice President Kamala Harris leading by 3 points. Selzer explained that her data reflected a trend towards Harris, particularly among women voters in the months leading up to the election. And so
this is also yet another example that shows how petty, immature, and insecure Trump is. He won the election and he's like, oh, you had a poll about me and I didn't like what it said, so I'm gonna sue you. I hate it. It's so embarrassing that this is our president, and by popular vote.
Selzer's poll caused a massive freakout among pollsters and the media. It filled the left with hopium. But had pollsters overestimated Trump's support, or was the Register's poll an outlier? Well, we didn't have to wait long to find out. Trump won Iowa by 13 points, outperforming the Register poll by 16 points. And obviously, Trump won the election, gaining more support in 40 states than he had in 2020. And like most pollsters, Ann Selzer had hits and misses. She was the only pollster to predict Obama's win in the 2008 Iowa caucus. Her final Iowa poll in 2016 showed Trump with a larger lead against Hillary Clinton than other pollsters estimated, and she was right. But Selzer incorrectly predicted John Kerry would defeat George W. Bush in 2004, and she was totally wrong about Harris beating Trump in Iowa. Like I said, hits and misses. But after the 2024 presidential election, Selzer and the Register analyzed the polling error. They attributed it to issues with weighting and methodology. Poll weighting adjusts responses to better reflect the expected electorate. Obviously, since you're taking a sample, all pollsters use weighting, but Selzer typically weights to the general population, not predicted voter turnout. Selzer's polls were conducted by random telephone calling, and many pollsters had moved away from using this practice, instead using voter files to contact likely voters. And as the Washington Post reported, quote, after the election, as she was evaluating what went wrong, she weighted the results of the final poll to the 2020 results in Iowa, and with that one change, Trump's 3-point deficit became a 6-point advantage. So although Selzer's practices worked for a long time, her luck ran out with this particular election, and the fallout has been significant.
As other polls...
And yeah, that's legit what it sounds like. I'm flipping a coin, I'm calling a judgment. Sometimes it works out, other times it doesn't.
Pollsters changed their process over time. Selzer stuck to hers.
There was no urge to change because it had worked with
it works until it doesn't.
Remarkable accuracy before that. But, you know, I said one day it won't work, and then my poll will blow up and land in little sparkles across the city of Des Moines. But it wasn't that dramatic.
Selzer had already planned to step away from election polling, and she quickly made her exit official. But here's what Selzer had to say about Trump's accusations, that she, quote, knew exactly what she was doing and did it to hurt his chances.
The idea that I made up data is there certainly isn't any...
It's a double battle, so I'm actually going to go drill run instead.
Piece of evidence that would suggest that, and there's evidence to the contrary that I used the same method that led to our poll showing.
What's that? Evidence? Facts? Actual verifiable things? Trump doesn't care.
Leads that were highly accurate the first 2 times that Donald Trump ran in Iowa.
Now, Trump won Iowa decisively with absentee ballots.
I think these are the 3 I bring.
Election day voters breaking for Trump by over 25 points. So Selzer was wrong and Trump returned to power. That should have been the end of this story.
Ideally,
however, on December 16th, Trump filed a lawsuit in the Iowa District Court for Polk County, Iowa. He accused Selzer and the Des Moines Register and its parent company, Gannett, of violating the Iowa Consumer Fraud Act. The lawsuit alleges that Seltzer and other defendants engaged in, quote, brazen election interference through use of a leaked and manipulated Des Moines Register Mediacom Iowa poll. According to Trump, the Harris poll was no miss, but rather an attempt to influence the outcome of the 2024 presidential election. Trump claimed that Seltzer, the newspaper, and other media figures conspired to discourage Trump voters. As a result of the poll, apparently Trump spent additional resources getting out the vote in Iowa. He argues this was an unnecessary diversion of resources, which caused, quote, great distrust and uncertainty at a very critical time. And the complaint is filled with partisan rhetoric and attempts to prove that Seltzer faked the poll to intentionally manipulate voters, but it doesn't have any evidence to back it up. As an example, the complaint name checks all the usual deep state suspects.
So yeah, more baseless claims. It doesn't really matter. Authoritarian leaders, what they say goes. And if you don't like it, well, I'm sure there's a re-education camp we can send you to.
To work MAGA world into a ladder, Rachel Maddow, the ladies of The View, the Times of India, and of course random Twitter users. And the complaint segues from these shadowy media figures to Seltzer herself. Trump is still angry that Seltzer went on TV to talk about the poll. He says, quote, indeed, Seltzer did appear on television interviews where she shamelessly promoted her Harris poll to drum up Democrat fervor while feigning shock at her own findings, most notably on MSNBC, with left-wing extremist Rachel Maddow. And Trump contends that the Maddow interview was proof that Seltzer is a liar and fraud. And quote Seltzer saying, quote, I don't see how anyone would look at those numbers and the history in Iowa in the past 8 to 12 years and think that these numbers could have been foretold. Now, I don't want to get bogged down in metaphysics or epistemology, but I don't even know what it could mean for a poll about the future way that an electorate is going to vote, how that could even be false. Of course, polls are not science. They are a snapshot of a certain group of people at a certain time. Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. Now, obviously, if you're going to file a meritless slap suit, you'll want a good lawyer. But if you want a great lawyer,
I forget the technical definition of a slap suit. I feel as though Legal Eagle has covered it before. I'm going to pull up a quick definition of it on a law library type situation. Okay, so more or less a slap suit is you're intimidating / encouraging someone to not say what they're saying / doing through litigation. He didn't like what the pollsters had to say, so I'm gonna file this really shitty lawsuit against you to be like, I don't like what you did, and now I'm gonna make you pay, and if I win, no one else is going to want to do this again because they're not going to be able to fight it since he's the president and he has money.
My law firm, the Eagle Team, help. If you've gotten in a car crash, suffered a data breach, especially if you got one of those data breach letters saying your information might have been leaked, or dealing with a workers' comp or social security issue, we can represent you or help find you the right has a right to conduct polling and talk about it. And even if the polling was completely made up, it still wouldn't pass constitutional muster to sue over it. In a Washington state case called Washlight versus Fox News, a plaintiff unsuccessfully sued Fox for false statements about COVID, and it failed First Amendment analysis. The court stated that the Supreme Court, quote, disavowed the principle that false expressions in general receive a lesser degree of...
So, yeah. Devin is citing case law where more egregious examples happened, and it still wasn't enough to... it still fell under free speech. So the logical and well-reasoned part of me wants to say, yep, this is meritless, it's gonna go nowhere. But Trump's about to be president, so I don't think it will matter that it is meritless and baseless.
Constitutional protection simply by virtue of being false. The court stated that its precedent restricting the value or protections afforded objectively false statements all derived from cases discussing defamation, fraud, or some other legally cognizable harm associated with a false statement, such as invasion of privacy or the costs of vexatious litigation. Washlight's allegations that the challenge statements are false and recklessly made simply cannot overcome the protections afforded speech on matters of public concern under the First Amendment, even in the face of the state's undoubtedly compelling interest in the public dissemination of accurate information regarding threats to public health. So yeah, there are a lot of people in the U.S. on both sides of the aisle that want to punish false statements, but this is one of the reasons why you don't want the government making that decision.
Yeah.
But Trump and his lawyer Edward Pelzik try to get around this by styling the claim as one for consumer protection.
Oh,
Consumer
yeah, of course.
protection. You know, the kinds of laws that generally protect people who buy things from people who sell things. Now, the complaint says that the poll violated the Iowa Consumer Fraud Act, Iowa Code Section 714H, which allows consumers to take private legal action against deceptive practices in trade or commerce. It says that, quote, a person shall not engage in a practice or act the person knows or reasonably should know is an unfair practice, deception, fraud, false pretense, or false promise, or the misrepresentation, concealment, suppression, or omission of a material fact, with the intent that others rely on the unfair practice, deception, fraud, false...
After the ad break, we'll figure out how this polling info allegedly falls under the Protection Act. I don't think it will. Oh boy. All right, Meow, and we're back. Once we hear how this doesn't fall under Consumer Protection Act, Commerce for Iowa, we will take on this Silphco double battle.
Pretense, false promise, misrepresentation, concealment, suppression, or omission in connection with the advertisement, sale, or lease of consumer merchandise or the solicitation of contributions for charitable purposes. Now, first of all, this is clearly non-commercial speech. It's unlikely the Iowa Consumer Protection Statute even applies or could apply. Moreover, it's also political speech. The Supreme Court has said, quote, the First Amendment has its fullest and most urgent application to speech uttered during a campaign for political office. And this is about as free speechy as it gets.
Yeah.
Moreover, even if Trump could get past the First Amendment, which he can't, it would still fail under the merits of the law he's suing under. He alleges, quote, President Trump, together with all Iowa and American voters, is a consumer within the meaning of the statute. That's so totally wrong. Sure, consumer is defined in the statute as a natural person, but it's only in the context of an advertisement, sale, or lease of consumer merchandise. And the complaint goes on, defendants furnish merchandise to consumers within the broad meaning of the statute since they provided a service, physical newspapers, online newspapers, and other content that contain the Harris Poll. Also completely wrong. Consumer merchandise is defined as merchandise offered for sale or lease or sold or leased primarily for personal, family, or household purposes. This clearly doesn't fit, and the complaint continues, quote, defendants engaged in deception because the Harris poll was likely to mislead a substantial number of consumers as to a material fact or facts to what the actual position of the respective candidates in the Iowa presidential race. Which is, again, is just completely wrong. How could conducting or reporting a poll ever be a deception within the context of the sale of goods or consumer merchandise? It's just insane.
They're saying that this was election interference, which is a crime. So the idea that I intentionally set up to deliver this response, when I've never done that before, I've had plenty of opportunities to do it. It's not my ethic. But to suggest without a single shred of evidence that I was in cahoots with somebody, I was being paid by somebody, it's all just kind of, it's hard to pay too much attention to it, except that they're accusing me of a crime.
Yeah.
And on top of that, Seltzer has proof that she randomly called respondents. Even if Trump could meet the statutory definitions, he wouldn't have standing because he's not the one that paid for the polls. As Iowa lawyer Sarah Riley said, quote, to sue the Des Moines Register and Ann Seltzer because they got a poll wrong, that would be, I don't want to say insane, but that's the only word that I can think of because there's just not a cause of action for suing a media outlet for getting a poll wrong. Yeah, these claims don't make a lot of sense. Well, they make zero sense in a legal context. This is clearly a slap suit that's aimed to stifle speech that Trump doesn't like.
Exactly. It doesn't matter to Trump that it doesn't have a legal basis. He doesn't have a legal leg to stand on. You don't get to be like, oh yeah, they're the consumer and the merchandise is blah, blah, blah. It's the fact that, oh, I'm going to be the president again, and I don't like what you're saying. You hurt my feelings, so here's a slap suit, and no one's going to want to do this again, because if anyone does it, this is what's going to happen to them, and it's only going to get worse. I mean, there's quite literally countries where you can't say things about the leader, otherwise something happens to your family and their family, etc. And it very much feels like we're going to have a convicted felon for president. It feels very Banana Republic, uncharted territory compared to before. And my mom be like, well, we already had a Trump presidency. It wasn't that bad. I mean, I survived 4 years of Biden. You can survive 4 years of Trump. And it's like, that's not how it works. So we protect turn one. We hope that they double in on me. That way no one hurts Masquerain. We get the competitive proc from Intimidate. So right off the jump, that's +2. Surf hits both people. It's going to be good. All right. Protect. Please double in on me. Okay. So it's possible they doubled in on me. Nope. So 1 and 1. Not ideal, but at least they didn't double in on the Masquerain. And it comes down to the AI. Sometimes the AI will double in on the Masquerain. If you don't have Protect, they usually will fake out you. All right, so we're gonna go Surf. Sunspore, that's interesting, but it's not a big deal. Both of them go down, that's huge. So now it's, let's see, Primarina, Maul, Houndoom, and Goldengo. I don't know who's coming in. Maybe Goldengo because Focus Blast. It could also be Maul because Thunder Punch. All right, Goldengo. And Maul, all right? We get the competitive boost again, that's huge. So now we're +4. I'm honestly just gonna click Surf again. Okay, not a big deal. Kinda gross, love to see it. Primarina. This is probably D-Gleam on the Sceptile. I know Surf is going to be resisted by the Primarina, but I also am +4 special attack. So I think we can just keep sweeping with Empoleon. That's fine. Yeah, it's more than enough. So now that's only Houndoom, I believe. Yep. It probably goes Scorching Sands. I'm gonna click Surf again. Okay, Sceptile gets Focus Blast off. Love to see it. It Dark Pulses Sceptile, mildly interesting. And then, yeah, so Newt is extremely powerful. It turns out getting more or less 2 Nasty Plot for free and having a move that hits everyone is kind of goated on the sauce. Also, this gives me time to build for Geo2 and finish the Legal video talking about how Trump is being petty and trying to discourage free speech with frivolous, baseless lawsuits.
Trump asserts the impact of the poll was to depress voter turnout, but the opposite could also be true. The poll could have motivated Trump supporters to surge the polls. But also, who cares? Yes, speech could depress turnout or increase turnout. That's what political speech does. But that pesky First Amendment allows people to do either. Obviously, the real reason that Trump filed this is to deter media outlets from publishing unfavorable polls or reports about Trump. Trump referenced the lawsuit during a press event at Mar-a-Lago, emphasizing his desire for a fair media, which he obviously equates with coverage that is just favorable to him. This is a clownish lawsuit, perhaps the most ridiculous lawsuit that Trump has ever filed. But it's worrying given the context that, 1, Trump will soon be taking office as president of the United States again, and 2, the recent settlement of ABC News.
Yeah, I wouldn't care about a frivolous lawsuit against a newscaster if A, he wasn't going to be president, and the fact that ABC's settlement with Trump gave Trump millions of dollars towards one of Trump's causes, be it a library or something. So it's terrifying. All the more reason why I'm really scared for the year 2025.
News. The owner of the Los Angeles Times has put a hold on any negative articles about Trump. Time magazine made Trump the person of the year, and its owner said that it looks forward to working with Trump. Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg are making substantial contributions to Trump's inauguration. So the grift is already starting.
Exactly.
And Trump's lawyer, Pulsick, is also the genius who filed the $10 billion lawsuit in Amarillo, Texas against CBS because 60 Minutes edited its interview of Kamala Harris. Motions to dismiss that suit are currently pending. But it's notable that that one was also styled as a consumer protection suit under Texas's trade protection.
And it worked.
And of course, Iowa doesn't have an anti-SLAPP law. So even when Seltzer is victorious, and she will still have to pay the hundreds of thousands of dollars for her lawyers to deal with this stupid suit. But that's the point, to make the critics feel the pain of the process, even when it's a guarantee that Trump will lose in a legal sense. That's what we mean when lawyers say you can beat the rap, but you can't beat the ride. Therefore,
and yeah, that's why corporations will throw their weight around and bully people with litigation. Their claims may not win in court, but you're not going to be able to fight it due to the costs. So it's a way to encourage people to toe the line and not ever speak out against you. And by that, they win. And I fucking hate that for us. And that was legal. They're a law tuber. They cover all sorts of legal matters. And I had heard about this lawsuit, but I didn't know any of the particulars about it. And let's get back to Pokemon. Alright. So, Geo2. We need someone for Kangaskhan. We already know we're bringing in, what's the word? Not Aegislash. Aeolin Sandslash for Torterra. Probably Tinkaton holding a Shucka, or even an air balloon for the Garchomp. Fighting for Kangaskhan, probably. We may have to bring Metagross back in again. Alright, we have Kronk and Newt to deal with several Pokemon. Newt isn't gonna be as good because the only Intimidate Mon here is, what's his face? Kangaskhan. And the problem with wanting to go the Fighting Berry is the fact that Power Up Punch ends up being a 2-hit move. So it'll proc on the first one, but all subsequent ones won't do anything. So I think I'm gonna go... Wait, no, it doesn't have Intimidate because it has... Oh, never mind. So yeah, I'm gonna probably keep Newt in, but I'm not gonna be able to use it for Kangaskhan. So we're gonna nix Excadrill for now. We're gonna bring in Sandslash for Torterra. I think we bring in Carnivine because Levitate. Tinkaton for the Garchomp. I have to see how else we're doing this. Okay, yeah, this needs to be Never Melt Ice. That's fine. Level cap is 57. We'll edit the level cap once we get past Sabrina, since one level isn't enough for me to want to update the overlay. Okay. We also want to go back to Silphco and grab Body Press, since a lot of Steel type have high defense. We can use Soulscape just to get rid of the weather. I'm probably gonna end up doing that. We are gonna also grab Spiky Shield because I think almost all of Torterra's moves make contact. I don't think we ever actually pulled the Swords Dance off, so we're gonna nix that for now. Okay, so that's... I mean, do any of them actually do special? They do not. So what's the other move? Slush Rush, okay. So I mean, double speed isn't bad. The only issue is I have to somehow manage to actually get the move off, right? I have an idea. We're gonna go Slush Rush. Add. We will be back shortly. All right, Meow. Add time over. HQ, thank you for stopping by. I hope you're doing well. My Christmas went well. We got to do all the rest of the celebrating today. We are getting ready for Giovanni 2. It's going to be difficult because steel loses to ground, but we have several groundmon with levitate. Mega Kangaskhan is a nightmare. We have a Aeolin Sand Slash with priority move / slush rush to be faster / deal with Torterra. How are you, your sister, and the cats doing today? Alright. And then Tingaton is going to be for Garchomp. We have to really hope we don't miss. Though if we get Sand Slash in before Garchomp, we can get rid of the sand entirely. Okay. So we need to go back to normal ability because we don't need Ice Scale since there's no special attackers in this fight. Yep, okay, good. Newt is fine. No one's going to be doing competitive, but we're going to stick to it. Kronk has Sharpness, Sacred Sword, all those things are good. I'm probably going to get rid of Knockoff and go Ironhead. Yes. Yeah, you have Shaka because almost everyone has a ground move. Carnivine. Probably don't need Poison Jab. We want to go back and grab Body Press. That's on the 5th floor, Silphco. But you can only get to it from, I think, floor 9. Because if you take the elevator floor 5, it kind of messes up where you can go, you know? Hey, HQ. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for stopping by. Did you realize you had it paused? Okay, Body Press. Very good. Okay, Aquatail's 90, that's fine, I had to make sure. Okay, yeah, we're good then. Oh, I hate that for you. I suspect they're firing at you all because it is 3:30 in the morning, and they want to inconvenience you. Oh, again? Oh, that's even worse. Okay, we're gonna bring a Sand Slash. Gonna hit him with Ice Shard. Oopsie doopsies, Ice Shard again. We want to go into Kronk. There we go. We want to go into Sacred Sword, 4 times weak. Very good. So we still need one more Pokemon. Understandable, the 42nd. I hope you and your family got to the shelter in time, and the ordinance does not hit your house or the shelter. Excuse me. All right, so that's Body Press. That's pretty much going on all our sealed Pokemon. Yeah, don't worry about it, 42nd. I'm so glad to hear that you all are safe. At least for now. So, interesting that only Carnivine gets Body Press. I would have figured most Steel Mom would get it. So, Ironhead. We are going to get rid of Poison Jab. I mean... Yeah, that's fine. Alright, so that's good. Okay, so Tingaton, Shaka. That's realistically fine. This is fine. This will realistically be fine. I mean, it has to be. Yep. Whoever I have to bring in against Garganackle, I'm gonna want Taunt because it has Recover. And I think it also has Protect. But I don't think I can technically stop the Protect. Okay. Aqua Tail's gonna be stronger, so I think I have to, I'll get rid of Sacred Sword, since everything else is stab, you know? Okay, so that means I have one slot open. Tentatively, I have an answer for Hippowdown. I have an answer possibly for Garganackle. I have an answer for Garchomp and Torterra. So more or less comes down to Kangaskhan and Excadrill. I think we bring in Lucario again because that's gonna be a fighting type for Kangaskhan. Okay. And by Lucario, I actually mean Jucario. I think it's very funny. And while I know HQ and 42nd can't hear me, you can see some more Palace Cats. This is Gnar. We were looking at him earlier. He's the male Palace Cat at Kobe Animal Kingdom. He is the father of the kittens that Az gave birth to. They're fully grown by now. He's getting his Eep on. He's an Eepy boy. You got a really well-developed whisker subsystem. He's got a perfectly boopable pink nose. It's hard work being a dad who's not allowed near the kids. That's mainly a thing because in the wild, the male Palace Cats aren't around their offspring/wife. Once the kittens are fully grown, which I think they have been for a while, and they get sent to different places, Gnar and Az will be reunited. Magica, thank you for stopping by. I hope you're doing well. If you celebrate Christmas down in Argentina, I hope it was a good holiday for you, your family, and your girlfriend. We are about to fight Giovanni 2 in Mono Steel. I was taking a short cat break. What are you up to, Magica? And then, yeah, Jucario, probably with Citrus, because Power Punch is going to hit twice, and we don't have a way to make the berry last more than once. And it's going to be Aura Sphere and Vac Wave. I'm not gonna dox them, but they live in a country where there's another country attacking them with mortars and missile strikes. Yes, they are currently safe. I am gonna go attack Lucario for this because close combat does more than the other one. Alright. I don't think I learn Mach Punch though until I get to the Egg Tutor, so I'm gonna have to stay a mixed attacker. I am gonna go up on attack though, since I need close combat to do more damage. So we'll go attack up, special defense down. Yes, absolutely. I pray for them along with many other people every night. I am glad to hear it was good for you and your family. Did you get things you wanted for Christmas? So yeah, it'll be Vacuum Wave, Close Combat, Drain, Ice Punch. Oh, I do get Mach Punch, okay. So we can 100% do that over Vac Wave. I don't think I get Drain Punch until I fight Chuck. So let's see what else we want to go with. I I am sorry to hear that, Magica. I feel for you. I've never had to deal with never getting any gifts. We have an ad in about 5 minutes. I'll try to warn you right before it procs. Maybe. Actually, no. I don't think anyone here loses to Psychic, so we're not gonna bother. Ah, I hate that Lucario can't get taunt. Oh, dope clothes. We do love that. Candy is always nice. I bought some candy for myself. I did buy some candy for my loved ones. And I'm slowly going through the candy they got me. But obviously slow and steady wins the race because I already have a minor cavity. I'm not trying to get more. I'm gonna put counter on it just to make the AI think twice, and maybe that will actually help. Oh yeah, Lucario isn't at level 57, so let's do that. We're gonna try to take on Giovanni 2 before the ad procs. We got really lucky with Geo 1. It only took 2 tries. Okay, save because it's been a minute. At this pace, we are going to be able to beat Sabrina unless I get stuck on, unless I just jinx myself and I get stuck on Geo 2 like all night, which that could absolutely happen as well. So, floor 9. Floor 5, floor 3, floor 7, floor 11. We make a save. Go team. And welcome back 42nd HQ and Cats. That's another one of Nar. He always looks concerned and or sad. He's got the iconic dent. A really well-developed whisker subsystem. This was taken earlier this year. I'm hoping we'll see less sad faces once he and his wife are reunited. All right, let's see if we can mess up Geo 2. Make sure everyone is... Yeah, I think we can make this work. And hooray for persisting. So ideally, Surf kills. It does? Huge. No stealth rocks to worry about. So this is probably Kangaskhan. Could even be Garchomp. Yes, most of the gifts are things I knew I was getting / wanted, and then a fair amount of money. So I did. Then I got my grandma some stuff, and I got my mom some stuff. Okay, so Torterra is 100% going Shell Smash, and I hate that. So I need to get Sand Slash in, and I need to set Snowscape eventually, because I want to be able to outspeed with Slush Rush. Okay, Shell Smash. It's gonna get White Herb, because of course. I think I risked the Snowscape. Okay, interesting. It swaps out. That is very interesting. It lost its White Herb and it lost its Shell Smash. Hold on, let me read this. I know, right? I hate that for you, your family, and your neighbors, the 42nd. That's really cool that your birthday is soon, Magica. Hopefully you get more than some clothes and a bag of candy. Oh yeah, absolutely. They wholly need a hobby that isn't literal terrorism. And in about 7 seconds, we will pick up this fight as soon as we come back. Okay, so. Let's go with that. So there we go. Absolutely sucks. We want to talk. All right, Meow, and we're back. So let me take all these things. Yes, HQ, I've also been very responsible and mindful because I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3 till like almost 8 o'clock in the morning for the past few nights. So it's absolutely been wreaking havoc on my sleep schedule by like 2 or 3 hours. Yeah, those plans for your birthday, Magica, sound like a good time, and I hope it's one of the best birthdays you can have. Every subsequent birthday is one closer to the sweet release that is death. For my dinner, I made a scallop stew in the crock pot over couscous, and I didn't really have dessert. I'm gonna make some apple blossoms tonight. Grilled ham cheese, sounds pretty good. Girl dinner, interesting. All right, so I'm technically messed up because with Snowscape it no longer has the sandstorm up, so it doesn't get a defense buff. We are gonna go for taunt, so it can't, think like an apple tart. It's a puff pastry with apple, oatmeal, etc. inside it. And yeah, I have no clue what girl dinner is either. But yeah, it's pretty good. So we're gonna go taunt. So it actually no. We're gonna go Aqua Tail, then we're gonna go taunt, then we're gonna try to finish it off with Aqua Jet. Okay. Aqua Tail, not nearly as much as I would have liked to see. Oh, I'm gonna die from the salt cure, aren't I? Ah, you hate to see it. So that's awkward. We're gonna go fake out. And I'm gonna hope Gigaton Hammer just kills it in like one hit, because it really needs to. Okay, good. So I don't like that my Samurot's gone, but on the upside, Garganacl's gone. Okay, so now what's coming in? Torterra. It's already done the Shell Smash thing, and its White Herb is gone. So we're gonna go into Sandslash. It does a second Shell Smash, but it no longer has White Herb. I think that I can kill with Ice Shard. We do. So girl dinner is where you grab random stuff and you're lazy. Oh, I have girl dinner all the time then. Hell yeah. Love that for us. Gaslight, Gatekeep, Girl Boss. Okay, so Torterra down. Torterra was really scary. This is probably Kangaskhan? Yes. So this is gonna be Fake Out. We're bringing in Jucario. We're then probably gonna get hit with Power Up Punch after this. Oh, that's so cringe. I don't know why that still happened, despite being, you know, immune to Fake Out. So we're just gonna click Close Combat and hope it kills. Eat your berry, yup. It doesn't have a priority move, so if Close Combat brings it really low, we can Mach Punch. Alright, Kangaskhan down, love to see it. Mom does a lot of that. She loves to forage and scavenge all day. Kind of a bit of grazing. Oh, I had some deli meat today as a sandwich, along with some granola and a banana. Yeah, that is a pretty fancy girl dinner. Oh no, I hate that for you, 42nd. Maybe you'll be able to find one of the items that lets you change time of day. I don't know when you get it in Vanilla Terraria, but when I get a boss that I don't want to deal with, I either just like log out, I hide underground so I don't get another Blood Moon, or I fast forward. Yeah, I am glad I haven't had to do that level of girl dinner, because a fair amount of those things don't sound like they would go together. And yeah, that is good, 42nd. I am glad that you have halfway decent minions. Yeah, I imagine that a chocolate spread and cream cheese would be good. I don't know about straight up cheese. I'm imagining the American yellow slices that are garbage. Okay, let's see. So now it's Garchomp. We want to be out. Well, we're already outsped. It's probably going Earthquake. So I'm gonna go Tinkaton. We have a Shucko Berry. It went Scale Shot. Okay. So we Fake Out. It does have a Yachi Berry. So we're just gonna click Play Rough instead. We're gonna click Play Rough again and hope I don't die from Earthquake. Hang in there, that's what we have the berry for. Yeah, we just die, okay. So not ideal. We're gonna go in with Sandslash. It probably wants to Earthquake again. So I'm gonna go Ice Shard, and I'm gonna hope that it kills through Yachi, because it is low. It does kill through Yachi, fucking huge. Yeah, there's absolutely been things where it's like, this is all I have to eat, so I'm just gonna eat it, and then I get a tummy ache after, and it's like, man, I really needed to space those things out more. Like, for example, I remember sometimes I would have an energy drink for my caffeine after having oatmeal. It made my stomach very upsetty spaghetti. So anytime I have oatmeal, I'm having coffee instead of an energy drink. And yeah, it could absolutely have been because of the sugar. It was probably because of the dairy. Okay, so I think that's everyone that GO2 has, except for the Exadrill. He probably wants to SD here, so I'm gonna go Icicle Crash and hope for a flinch. Yep, he goes for SD. Okay. We didn't get a flinch. I'm gonna go Icicle Crash again. We eat our berry. I don't think I die. We barely live. Honestly, I can't believe we legit first tried Geo1 and Geo2 with Mono Steel. That means we're going to get ready for Sabrina. Hell yeah. You'll love to see it. Level cap is 59, so we will absolutely make that change now. And yeah, that is super kind of you, Magica. Mom tends to make her own food. Sometimes when she's working and she doesn't feel like making anything else, she'll have me make something for her while she's at work, usually in the crock pot. Let's see. So that was 59, I think it said. All right, now we gotta prep for Sabrina. We absolutely want Defog on the first turn because Psychic Terrain is cringe. All right, we can dig our way out. Yeah, equitable relationships are important. Okay, so what are we looking at realistically? Sabrina, we want to kill the Hatterene first turn, so that's probably Gigaton Hammer from Tinkaton. I need to defog so Psychic Terrain's gone. We're gonna wanna probably hold... Let's see who we're defogging with. Yeah, absolutely Symbiosis. Yes, they are sisters. Both of them stream. Both of them hit affiliate. Sometimes they play Pokemon, or Age of Empires, or Terraria, or Draw. They also have 4 cats: Spock, Kirk, McCoy, and Schrodinger. Also, let me pull up who we're using for defog. We don't want to use Sizor because it's 4 times weak to Mystical Fire. Okay, defog, Steel, Speed. All right, looks like we're using Skarmory to defog or Hitchcock. I mean, it's important, you know? We could also use Empoleon because Empoleon would resist the fire. Base speed 60. We're not outspeeding Indeedee though. Okay, I think we can make that work. I just beat Geo2 first try, and I'm prepping for Sabrina. I like to defog on the first turn, so there's no Psychic Terrain. Okay, so let me scrap everyone that I know I'm not using. Okay, so Tinkaton, we're not going to be able to fake out because of the terrain. Let me put defog on Empoleon. I don't think I'm going to technically be intimidated by anyone, so that's not as big of a deal. Okay, defog. So... I think I'm gonna get rid of Protect for this fight. We keep the HP ground. Tinkaton. We are gonna be faster, which is awesome. Let's see. I think Shuckaberry because of high horsepower. HQ, thank you for lurking. Thank you for chatting. I'm glad to hear you and your family are safe. Enjoy your Age of Empires. We are gonna go Shucka Berry. No. Shucka, not Koba. I think for Carnivine, let me double check. I need to make sure I'm holding the right berry. Carnivine, Sevi. Probably a fire berry due to the fact that so many people have mystical fire here. If I don't end up needing the Yaka berry, I'll go a different one. Actually, no, fuck that. I'm not going to. I'm going to do the leftover curse stall shenanigans. We are bringing in Lucario because I do need a fighter for not Empoleon, for P2 with Eviolite and Ursaluna. We're not bringing in Sandslash. We're probably not bringing in Kronk. I'm gonna Magica. I am going to kill all the Trick Room setters. Good luck with pausing every so often. I believe in you. Okay. Yeah, in the past, when I did Mono Bug the first time, I actually did let the Trick Room go off because I had a Scavalier. But this time, I'm just gonna kill all the Trick Room setters given the opportunity. That way I don't have to play around it. Okay, so Sandslash can go. And Kronk can go for now. So that means we have 2 slots open. This is the only Dark Steel, so it is probably coming in. I probably am still bringing in Scizor because Bug is going to be good for Brute Bonnet. Okay. So let's get everyone where they need to be level-wise. All right. Yep, Shucka, that's fine. I'm pretty sure Gigaton Hammer legit one hits the, what's her face? Hatterene. Newt defogs on the first turn. We're going to hold... I think a Shucka because of the high horsepower from what's his face. Okay. Carnivine has leftovers. We got Iron Head, Curse, Body Press Knockoff, King Gambit, also a Shucka, Iron Head, Sucker Punch, Taunt, Shadow Claw. I may not need Taunt. I think most of my Mon will outspeed. Yes, absolutely. Like, yeah, I get defog's a meme, but when you don't have a way to override terrain, it's kind of a big deal. All right. Magica, I don't know anything about 5 ads. Right now I've had ads running at the lowest threshold, you know? So, alright. Yeah, I think that will work. Let me just double check everyone real quick before we go in. Yep. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. That does need to change. I actually never did its nature. I feel very silly. Technician. Yeah, alright. I'm glad we checked. Also, yeah, more or less. We're gonna do Sizer right on Sizor because this is New Game Plus. I give myself the mega code for all the mega stones. It's extremely powerful. There, yes, there we go. Let's also sort that to make it easier to get through. Oh no. Oh no! Game! No! I think the game just crashed on me. Fuck. I'm gonna try to make a save state and see if it doesn't break. Yeah, I know Mega Lucario's there. Okay, so it's possible I just lost all my progress since the last save point. Yeah, I did. Yep, I did. So it looks like we're taking on Sabrina tomorrow, and by tomorrow I mean Monday, and we're redoing Geo for more content. No, I need to hold Shuckaberry on Lucario because high horsepower. So yeah, that's why we're not doing Mega Lucario. But we did this fight first try, so it's fine. Okay, so we're gonna save again. Let's run it back. Okay, 1 down. Kangaskhan comes in. We go into Lucario. We close combat. We actually kill, so we high rolled on close combat. That's good. Garchomp, this is gonna be scale shot. We go into Tinkaton. We fake out. Sandvale is still up, so this is probably a reset. Snowscape. Ice Shard. Garganackle, we go into Lucario. Close combat. Okay. We go into Aqua Tail that kills. I no longer have to worry about what's it called? Sand anymore. This is probably scale shot. SD, please be enough. It's not enough. That was enough, technically. Torterra. This is gonna be random move, I think, so we just go Aqua Jet for chip damage. We die to Wood Hammer. Ice Shard was not enough. Thankfully, Carnivine is Levitate. We're gonna Body Press. Excadrill, we're gonna Body Press. We're gonna Body Press. We live. Geo down. I'm saving right away. And then we will be taking on Sabrina on Monday. I hate that for us. It's been a minute since we've had a crash like that. So it happens enough that you need a reminder, you know? And we're gonna do it again. All right, VOD friends, lurkers, everyone who decided to stop by, Magica, HQ, Yumi, the cats, everyone else that I'm forgetting, such as the 42nd. I hope you all enjoyed the stream. I hope everyone is able to stay safe from Friday to Meownday. If anyone is still here who doesn't know my stream schedule, I stream every Monday through Thursday, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. Crime coverage, Palace Cats, Radical Red. After we beat Mono Steel, we're playing Terraria Calamity for probably a week or two. That way I get a bit of a palate cleanser, so to speak. We just beat, I think, like the second mechanical boss in Calamity, so we're slowly making our way through hard mode. VOD friends, lurkers, thank you for constantly watching, even though you do not say anything. I would not be here without you. It's going to be okay. Hang in there. We are gonna get through this. Let's find someone to raid out. And we're also gonna save a third time for good measure because I hate when my legally sourced hardware and my legally licensed ROM decide to crash. Okay, what do we have? Maybe not. I prefer to raid people who are doing rad red, but sometimes there isn't someone who's doing it, you know? I did find someone, okay. Let's make sure they're actually live. Yes, that works. Very good. Let's give this person some love. They are playing Rad Red. I don't think it's a Nuzlocke. This will be a good bit of fun for the whole family. And take care, everyone. Thank you for being here.